Hello and welcome. We're going to be designing the SawStop table saw outfeed table today on Autodesk Inventor. So join along with me if you want to make something similar for yourself. Share my screen. We are going to be making this outfeed table right here, similar anyway, different materials. And we have some dimensions right here. We're going to be 60 inches across on the top. We're going to be 33.5 all the way to the top. Actually, this 1.125 is not what we wanted. So all the way to the top with this 33.5. We're also going to be using 2x4s or 2x6s to make legs. So let's get working on that today. So first going to make the top. So it's going to be 38 inches deep and 60 inches long. I'm going to make that out of MDF, probably 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch MDF. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's make the top. Top is essentially a rectangle. Where I said 60 inches by, what did I say, 38? 60 inches here, 38 inches here. Need 38 inches because we want our outfeed table to support at least half of a 4x8 sheet of plywood. So that gives us support for over half of an 8-foot sheet of plywood. So from the distance to the beginning of the saw blade to the end of this table, we have more than 4 feet, which is what we need so that it doesn't tip over. Okay, I'm gonna round these edges off later. Right now, I'm just gonna extrude this out. Like I said, I would like to use 3/4 inch MDF, something really solid and easily slidable. I could also use a pre-finished plywood. Actually, that's what I'm going to use, is a pre-finished plywood. So it's like a pre-finished maple plywood that that I get from Menards. Very, very easy to find. Nice material. Okay, so 3/4 inch here. Okay, and then let's round the edges off a little bit so we don't bump into them. Let's round them off with maybe a 2-inch radius here. There, yeah, that looks about right. Here, I don't want to do the front edges because I don't want stock to get caught on that little radius later on. Okay, let's get out of that. And then generic material, no, let's just make it look like maple, something like that. That'll be just fine. Okay, so that's the top. Perfect. We're gonna file, save this as, we need a folder to save all these things in. So, ooh, I should have done that a long time ago. New, here, let me move this for a second. I want a new project. Okay, so I'm gonna put my new project, new single user, project name, table saw outfeed table, and I want to save this to my desktop in a new folder called table saw outfeed table. Okay. No, and I hate when it does that. Table saw outfeed table. There it is. Okay, great. Right there. Finish. While Inventor files are open. How lame. Okay. We'll change this here in a second once we close this part down. file. We'll just save this somewhere random for now. Sure. Let's save it as part 1, then we'll close it. And then we will change our project. There we go. Open the file that we just had open. No, I had a folder called Hassani. Gosh darn it. I open recent. Oh man. Brutal. Table saw Outfeed. Let's just make it again, eh? No idea where that's saved. I could probably go back and look, but it does not take long to make this stuff, right? So 60 by 38, enter, get my head out of the way. There it is, extrude by 3/4 of an inch. Put my 2-inch radius fillets on here. There it is, apply, cancel. There it is, make this into maple, file, save as. Now we are in the right folder. All right, so table, top, save. Okay, great. Let's make some support for this, okay? This support should go all the way to the sides. I'm gonna make it with 2x4s, okay? But not all the way to the end over here, probably up to that radius portion. And then not to the end over here either, right? Because there's a little lip on the SawStop that that we want to go over, but we can't put something down below. Otherwise, it's going to bang into there, and then this section will not butt up right next to our SawStop tabletop. Okay, so we have 36 inches over here. We have a 2-inch radius that we'll have to play with, so there's 36 inches now. Let's go from 36 inches. Let's make this 4 inches less, so 32 inch, and then the other ones can be simply that 60 inches minus 3 inches with the thickness of our 2x4s. So let's go. So that, what did I say? 32 inches. So let's start, new part, new English inch. So 2x4, if you'll remember, has a cross section of 1.5 by 3.5. It is not exactly 2 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and we are going to extrude this out 32 inches. Okay, and we'll call this, let's just call it birch for now. That's close enough. File, save as. We're gonna call this table top support small. Okay, and then file new, we're gonna make another one, except this one we're going to make same deal. Instead of 32 inches long, we're gonna make this one, I have a 60-inch long table, right? So, oops, that's not what I wanted. Escape, extrude this. We have a 60-inch long table. We have two 2x4s that are 1.5 inches wide each. Okay, so that takes 3 inches off. So this is actually 57 inches long. Okay, so again, let's put this down to birch, file, save as. We'll go long. Great. Let's assemble it right away. I'd like to assemble as much as I can, as soon as I can. just so then I can get dimensions from that assembly when I'm making other parts. So what we do is we place our tabletop, right-click, OK. There's our tabletop. We're also going to place 2 each of these. So I'm going to select both of them and then click twice. Okay. Now we need to assemble these up into a grid, right? So let me show you how to do that. I constrain mate this side with that side. I'm going to constrain flush here and here. Apply. And actually, you know what? Let's just do 2 of those, because if I copy and paste this right now, I don't have to do those constraints again. So copy, paste, there they are. That was easy. Okay, now I'm going to do a very similar thing. So I just need to rotate around here. And on this side, I want to butt up to here. Let's see. What did it do? Yeah, so I know what it did. Right, so that one we just did that right there. And that's fine. It just doesn't know which side should be flush. So this side should be flush with this side right there. Apply, cancel. So now if I move this, it should go right here like that, right? That's it. So one more thing then. So just flushing up the tops. And there we have it. That's the support for our tabletop. This will go underneath like so. So let's look underneath. Okay. We do not want the tabletop to move. So I'm going to click it and I'm going to ground it. Right. I know that I want and it doesn't matter which side is the top and bottom of our support right now. So I pick any and that works. Okay. So there it's connected here, but I want it over here. I want that, what did I say? 4 inches in between those 2 sections. So to get that 4 inches, I do a flush to here, and I go 4 inches, and it goes 4 inches back. Apply, done. And then we made this the exact width of our tabletop. So we are going to go flush here and here. Okay. Now I could probably use some support pieces in the middle, right? So in 60 inches, if I divided that up 4 times or even 5 times, that would more than likely be super helpful to making sure that I had a stiff top and not a top that would bow over time, or a top that would sink with weight on the top of it, that sort of thing. So let's make a new part. And if you don't remember what that length should be, I always just use inspect and measure. So if I measure from this surface to that surface, it tells me it's exactly 29 inches long. Great, right? This is why I assemble things right away, because then I can use Inventor to tell me what dimensions I need. Okay, so I'm going to do a new one. I'm going to do a standard part, 29-inch 2x4. Here it comes. Move my head again. My head would best be placed down here, I bet. That's my bet. If I really thought about it. So generic, boom, call it birch, because who cares? I'm just gonna go file, save as, and then if I just go tabletop support middle, that tells me what these are. So go to my assembly and place tabletop support middle. Yeah, let's grab 3 of them right away. So how much space between here and here? Well, that'd be 57 inches. actually. Can we divide 57 inches into anything? No. So we'll just kind of eyeball this, okay? Because it really doesn't matter, and we can do it perfectly when we get to it, but it really doesn't matter right now. So let's constrain these. So I'm going to constrain this edge up against here. Okay. Apply, and that was a mate. I'm also going to mate this with that. Okay. So there that is, and now I can basically move this wherever I want to. Okay, I'll do the same to the others. There it is. Grab that. Apply that. Oop, not flush. Here and there. Apply. Strain here. Apply. And strain there. Apply. Cancel. And now, again, I'm just going to like eyeball it for now because I don't really care exactly where these go right now. I can work out the math for it later. To me, it's just not that important. Okay. So there's our tabletop. Right now, of course, this tabletop is going to have 2 grooves in it. I don't know exactly and haven't measured exactly where those are yet. And so I don't want to put those in right now. That's something that I'll line up later on so you can see those 2 grooves in the pictures that we took of this tabletop, right? So 2 grooves right there, the miter slots that should extend from the table saw into the outfeed table. So I'll put those there. I'm not worried about it, but I just don't need to put that there right now. Okay, so next things next. We need some legs and we need some shelves. I think what I want to do is do the shelves right away, and the legs will kind of go on the outside of everything else. Notice they did leave a lip over on this side. That's not a bad idea. So that's something that that we could do as well very easily. And we will, I don't know, make a lip of 4 inches. So let's change that up. So I don't like the way that looks the way I have it right now. So I want that lip over there. And then it'll be really easy to make legs because these are the same 2 pieces, essentially, 2 2x4s or 2x6s if we wanted to use them, right? Whatever's handy. In 4 different spots, right? And then 2 shelves. Okay, so once we make 1 shelf, we'll have 2 shelves. And then once we make 1 set of legs and a little middle leg, then that's basically it. So it'll just be assembly from there. But let's first make that little lip, and we'll go ahead from there. So let's turn this over. So what would make that lip? It would making these shorter, right? So if I want a 4-inch lip on both sides, I need to make this piece 8 inches shorter. So let's do that. Go into here, go into the extrusion, and let's subtract 8 inches. Okay, hit save. Okay, go back to the assembly. Great. All right. And then, man, sometimes these get stuck and I don't know. They should go back together. That one's stuck. These are all say they're stuck. So let's go to, I should be able to mate these right here. And, oh, that's because, no, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking. Should be able to mate here and there. Okay, so apply. So great. That's in. Again, I can move these over. And then looks like this part right here is going to have that flush. Oh, there it is. There's the flush that, oh, there's the 4-inch one. Okay. Is this the flush at the side? Yeah, let's put in 4 inches here for the flush as well. So you need to push enter, and there it goes, right? So if I look at the bottom, now I have 4 inches here, 4 inches there, 4 inches there, and a little bit less over here. And who cares about over there? I don't worry about that. So to me, that looks great. Okay, so let's go and do the rest of it now. Okay, let's make our 2x4 legs. So how thick how tall total do we want this thing? Again, Our total height should be close to 34 inches. SawStop says that their table saw is 34 inches tall. And while that's great, I definitely don't want to make this too tall, right? Because I can't shim to take height out, but I can shim to put height in. And I want this the exact height of that table saw, right? So I'm going to make my table 33.5 inches, and then I'm going to find a way to put little legs on there that I can shim up, right? So that it's perfectly parallel throughout the length of the table without any binding as you throw a piece across there, right? So next thing that I want to do then is, if I want my total height to be 33.5, and I already used 3/4 of an inch for the thickness of the tabletop. Okay, I need to take 33.5 minus 3/4, which should be 32 3/4 of an inch. So my legs, let's say we're going to use 2x6s. Okay, let's make the legs exactly 32 3/4. Let's do it. File, new. Yep, create. We're going to use a 2x6. 2x6 has dimensions of 1.5 by 5.5. And I said this is going to be 32 3/4. So extrude 32 3/4, 32.75. Call this, again, birch, because it just looks good. File, save as. This is going to be our legs. That's the only leg piece that I need, actually, because I'm going to use 2x6s for everything. Everything right here. I'm going to use a 2x6 here and a 2x6 there. Why not? Right? So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 2x6s. And I can make 2 2x4s that are the same height just for these little sections over there. Right? So let's do that really quick. File, save as. Oh, sorry, we did that already. File, new. Let's make this as 2x4. So again, 2x4, 1.5 by 3.5. Okay, finish. Extrude. What did you say? 32.75 again. Yep. There it is. Put it into birch. File, save as. I'm going to do leg, long side support. Legs, long side support. Okay, so I know exactly what those are. That should be easy. Let's go assemble the legs, probably not the long side support right away, but at least the legs. Okay, so let's flip this guy over. Okay, great. So legs is going to go here and here. Easy. And actually, we're going to overlap one of them. Okay, so I'll show you how I do that. I'm just going to place 2 legs really quick. Okay, and then these are going to go together like that. Okay, so apply, flush this side, apply, flush that side, apply. Okay, so there are legs. I'm going to have 4 of those. So let me just get 4 of them. Okay, and now I'm going to constrain, let's say, that side to here. I'm going to mate that side to here. Apply. And then can this move? Yeah, it can move that way, right? So what do I need? What would make sense? If I looked this way, I'd be able to say, constrain that with that and hit apply, right? So there it is. So now let me show you that I got the height right. So I'm going to pick this surface. I'm going to measure from that surface to that surface, it's going to say 33.5, which is exactly what we wanted. Okay, let's do the rest of them right away. Now I did this a certain way. I want to get this right. So the long side, gets put over here. Apply, and then this side gets put here. So that one was upside down. Apply. So did I get that long side right? I did. Yeah. Okay, so there that is. And now I want to mate here with here. Apply. Okay, let's do the others. So again, long side, look underneath. Okay, long side right there. And then that is placed correctly, the correct way. So here and here. Apply. Okay, and then I'd like to move it just to know which way it is able to move. It informs then which way I need to constrain it. So we'll constrain that with this. Apply. And again, nothing saying that we can't make some changes here, right? So there's definitely some changes I could see already, which is just fine. This gets us to the place where we can decide those things and see exactly how it goes, right? Okay, so there it is. It is the right way, so that's good. So we will go mate top with this portion right there. And then just get that out of the way. Yep. Okay. Strain here with here. Apply. Okay. So there we go. Now we need the two shelves and then put the middle pieces in there and we should be just right. Okay, so let's make the two shelves. What are the dimensions of the two shelves? Well, this is exactly why I put these together. In fact, should I make any changes here really quick? I don't know, I kind of like it. You know, these need to be moved, but for the most part, I think it looks decent. If you don't like it, change it. I'm happy with the way this goes. I don't mind that these protrude out further this way than on the sides or on the back. I really don't think that's important. And yeah, I like it. I like it. So let's figure out the width of our shelves here. Okay, so sorry, you can go to inspect or tools, doesn't matter. Either one you can find the measure tool on. Here and there. So we need a shelf that's 32 inches wide by 52 inches wide. So 32 by 52. Perfect, right? Okay. These shelves are going to be made very similar to like this, except there's going to be no overlap of the tabletop on them. Okay. So what did I say? 32 by 52. Yeah, sure. I already forgot. Okay, so let's make the table top or the shelf top first. Shelf top. 32 by 52. Okay. Yep, that makes sense to me. And then extrude. This really only needs to be 1/2 inch stuff. I really don't care if this is full width stuff. So let's make this, I don't know if they have MDF in here. It's like a type of wood, or let's just call it maple. No, it looks just like the top. I don't want to do that. Oak, yeah, sure, oak. That'll work. Grain is going the wrong way, but whatever. You can change that. All right, so file, save as. We're going to call this shelf top. Shelf top. And now I want 2x4s that support this perfectly. Okay, so I want 52, 52, and I want, well, 30 minus 2. I actually have 2x4s that are 52 already. So I'm going to use that because I'm lazy. And do I have 2x4s that are, it should be 29 inches? I don't think I do. Maybe I do. Let me look. Do I? Yes, I do. This whole thing can be used again. This whole thing. Beautiful. I'm going to select this. You're going to see how this is going to work. I'm going to go copy. I'm going to paste it twice. Paste, paste. I'm going to go place shelf top here, here, right click, OK. I really didn't need to do that either, but I you know, just felt like it, I guess. I could have just made one, then copied it, right? So let's put this here. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'm too lazy to do that twice. Here and here, apply. Again, this is a flush, just flushing these sides up, right? So there's our, there it is, right? Let's erase these and just go copy, paste. Okay. Now, very, very simple. We've got 4 parts because we have 2 of the leg long supports to put on as well. And we are going to be done here in short order. So here we go. Doesn't matter which way I put it. So let's just put it here. Apply. This first one I'm going to flush up with the bottom. In fact, both of them I will flush with the bottom. One will just have an offset on it. Okay, so let's just go apply, and then notice this can only move this way. And these are moving around because, well, you know, because they can. I didn't have those perfectly in there. So which way is this moving? That way. So I'm going to constrain. This is going to be a, let's lift that right there. Another mate. Cancel. Okay, so there's the bottom. Let's take a look. I don't know why these aren't following with. Let me see if they have any constraints on them. They just have a mate on one side. Yeah. Okay, so to change that, right, I would create a mate to the top or to the bottom of the shelf. Here we go. Apply. And really, I can do this. Not a flush, but a mate. And then same deal. There we go. Okay, let's see if these are the exact same way they are. So let's fix that before we go. Moving it. Apply. 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 Yeah, I thought I had that figured out, but apparently I didn't. Okay. So yeah, and I know why I did that, because they were constrained to the bottom of this tabletop, and I didn't copy that portion over, so those constraints didn't follow. So that's why. Okay, let's go here. I'm going to mate this side with, again, it doesn't matter which one, but I also don't want it to flip over like it did last time. So I'm just going to go over here, constraint that. All right, apply, cancel. Now I want to, if I look at this straight up and down, I can move. I can move it this way, right? So let's constrain it. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, constrain that right there with I can see it, great. Apply, and let's see if I can move it up. I can, yeah. All right, so there it almost is, right, everybody? So let's go down, look at the bottom, just to put these where we want them. Okay, close enough. And then, yeah, I don't know exactly where I want this. So let's just look at it right here. I mean, that looks really good. Right like that. You know, we would want these two windows to be the exact same size. So let's just measure. How much space do I have? 25¼ Okay, so if I divided that up in half, it'd be 12½ plus 1/8, so 12 5/8, right? So 12 5/8. We would want to flush bottom of this to the, yeah, we would want to not flush, but actually mate. So let's go constrain 12 5/8. So constrain that with that, and we're going to go 12.625, which is 5/8. See how that looks? Nope, that looks way too big. I don't know what happened. Way too big. And 5/8. I went 10. Yeah, now I'm starting to get a better sense of it. 10 inches looks okay, actually. 10 inches is a huge opening. I can always change that up later. Don't ask me why that was off, but it just was. Okay, the last two legs, let's constrain those here, and actually want to constrain it to here. Okay, apply here, there, apply, and then now I can just move this over wherever I want to. Again, I can work out that math later. Just want to get the look of it down. We're here, and we're almost done, everybody. Apply. You see the end of that, just to constrain it well. Here to there. Apply. That was our last one, everybody. So there we go. Move it there. So this is how our outfeed table is going to look. So let me know what you think. Thanks.